Hey everybody, it's Comic Crack. It's Thursday, September 29th, and it's my new comic day. It's my one day off this week. I just finished a fairly grueling, and I wish I was exaggerating, 6 days straight on this new job I'm on, and it has left me a little wiped out. But I go back to it right again tomorrow, so yeah, so I figured I'd make it to the comic shop today, and it's mostly stuff from last week, to be fair. Actually, I don't think there's anything from this week. It's all last week's stuff. And I had a look on the shelves, and there wasn't a lot that jumped out to me, so it's not a huge amount of books. I've started reading them already. The one that I specifically went to get was Seven to Eternity. I didn't know much about it going into it, other than I saw the spread. Where the heck is it now? I saw this image, and I was hooked right away. I was sold instantly. I like Jerome's art, Opeña. I like his art. I love Remender. Big fan of Fear Agent. So yeah, I'm always willing to give his books a shot, even though I'm so far behind on Black Science. I'm so far behind on Deadly Class. I'm so far behind on Low. I probably shouldn't be jumping onto another Remender book, but I wanted to at least try out the first issue. And I really enjoyed it. I mean, I see potential here. It's one of those things, like, I like the kind of message of the story. It kind of speaks to me a little bit. I mean, who doesn't want to be the one who, to some degree, bucks the system and feels that they're right? And, you know, doesn't everybody feel like that a little bit? You know, obviously, this is to an extreme, but watching the sheep flock while you stand on the sidelines shaking your head going, what the fuck is going on? It's a pretty good premise, like the premise of The Old Man and stuff. I don't know, I mean, did it blow me away? No, but I enjoyed it. I thought it was a pretty great read. I'd like to read some more of it to see where it's going. Yeah, and like I said, the art is just beautiful, and I love the cover design too quite a bit. They had pulled the variant cover for me as well, which I didn't go for. I just went for this one. No particular reason. Because they were both really beautiful, but I can't justify buying two of the same volume of this. Not to say that I would never do it, because I have in the past. And next are a few books that were recommended from watching the roundtable. Travis was talking highly about this one, and this was a great read. I really liked it quite a bit. The art is fantastic. I was saying to him on Twitter just now that there's parts of it that really have a Bill Sienkiewicz feel to it. Let me find an example. I mean, even drawings like this, there's something about the line style and the way the color is used that really remind me of Sienkiewicz. Some of that stuff here. Wasn't crazy about the faces in this one panel. That it really stood out to me, actually, which is funny they opened to it. But even the colors here and the way that it's used, I don't know, there's a feel of his hand in this book, that's for sure. And everybody has influences, so it's by no means a criticism. It's just something that spoke to me. And again, the premise of this is pretty great too. You know, horrible fucking breakup, horrible breakup. Kind of a guy trying to hold it together, and getting called to investigate the murder of his ex's husband, who was also the man responsible for shooting him 4 times. Is it a little thin? Sure. Is it thin enough that I don't buy it and I'm not going to read it? No, absolutely not. I think it's a really good first issue. I'm curious to see where it goes. He has some underlying motives for sure. I mean, yes, there's part of it that's like a fuck you, I'm going to do it anyways and cash in on your fucking cocksucker of a husband's death. I'm going to make a fortune on it. But there's also something else. There's clearly something else going on with him. And I don't know if it's necessarily like I want to prove to you how good of a man I am so you'll take me back. I don't think that's it. There's something else underlying in here. Great, though. I will say this, though. The back matter, which I'm a big fan of, makes me a little uncomfortable. I'm all for people sharing some things. Even in social media and things, I'm all for people sharing stuff, but some of it does make me feel very uncomfortable. That's just the way that I am. I don't necessarily want to know that much about the guy who's writing it, that he's going through a fresh breakup, and I'm hoping that it doesn't kind of turn into back matter of sob story and that sort of thing, because I just won't read the back matter, and it might honestly be something that might turn me off of it. Just as much as I like, and on that same vein, I mean, as much as I like Remender, the small details that I know about his personal life, like, for example, the premise of Low was him going through therapy, those kind of nuggets I don't mind if they're not kind of dwelled on as far as the back matter. I like seeing how it comes through in the writing, because the story can be a universal type of story. Everybody has been there. But I don't necessarily want to know in great detail the writer's life and their hardships. Yeah. And I just finished reading this one, Sergeant America, sorry, not Sarge, because there's Sarge TD as well, I should clarify. On that same episode of Roundtable, actually, talked about this book, and holy shit, this is completely right in my wheelhouse. I love... those of you who've watched my channel for a while, I love kind of ecological type horror thriller stories. So the idea of this one, the premise of this one, is that the world exists above ground only when it's night, because the sun is so unbearably hot it'll burn you just being outside without a special suit on. So the book opens with Times Square at nighttime, and everybody is getting sent underground before the curfew and then locked underground for the rising sun. Please seek shelter immediately. So right away, honestly, like the first page, I was hooked. You see these little ads for things like underground farm fresh produce, vitamin D supplements, etc., nighttime beaches, that sort of thing. This color palette and style is really European to me. It's the usual thing, you know, it always comes down to, it's very Mobius-like. And when I read the back matter of this one, the artist fully admits that that was one of his influences for this comic book, and that's something that was kind of forefront in his mind. I really like it. Am I blown away by the art on every single page? No, not really. I think there's parts that I really don't like faces and the way that that's colored. This, for example, I really don't like it. It's super muddy. Not that everything has to be high detail, but pictures like that or panels like that don't blow me away. This page doesn't blow me away. But the thing with this one is I enjoyed this story so much, and it really pulled me into the world like that. I really am not a fan of that at all. The story pulled me into the world so well. I thought it was so well laid out. I don't want to go too far through. I don't want to spoil anything for those of you who haven't read it. It pulled me in so well that I'm instantly hooked on this. Really good book. Highly recommended this one. Yeah, I don't know what else to say about it. Are these the guys? Did they do this cowl? Is that what it said at the back? A book that I've heard of but not read it. Or no, that was Hadrian's Wall. That was the Hadrian's Wall guys. That was these guys that did a book called Cowl that I've heard of but never read. Yeah, Eclipse. These two are going on my pull list for sure. 7 to Eternity, I don't know. I might just buy the next issue or two off the shelf, but these two are on the pull, no doubt about it. I just started reading this, another one I think that they talked about on the same show, Britannia. Peter Milligan has always been a great writer for me. Juan Jose Rip, who did Clone, that I really enjoyed. I really like his art style. Jordi Belair on colors. A thick, heavy-duty cardstock. I just started reading this. I'm just a few pages in it, and I really dig it so far. I think this is going to be a good one as well. I really like his art style. His facial features just get me. Like, they're just so, again, it's the same thing I said about Clone. There's something just so grotesque about his characters. Their look is just so grotesque and so nasty and so, I don't know, it's not even that it's real, it's just, it's beyond real, but just, they're nasty looking people. I really like it a lot. I really like that art style, and it's such a nice cardstock for the cover and everything. So far that's pretty good. It's not going to go on the list, but it's one that I'm going to pick up the next issue at least, just to try it out. On to ones that I haven't read yet. They had Lazarus Book 3 and Book 4. When I first started reading Lazarus, it was after Book 2 had come out, so I had 1 and 2. I didn't realize it had been so long that I've read it. I saw 3 and 4 were out. I could only afford to get one of them this week, so I picked up Book 3. I haven't dug into it yet, but I'm sure I'll enjoy it. The new Heavy Metal magazine. This is number 282, a sci-fi special. Sienkiewicz is in this one, actually, with a reprint of a story from, I think it said 1984, I'm not sure. Anyway, this is the 3rd issue of the Grant Morrison edited Heavy Metal, and to be honest, I've read the first one. I haven't read the second one, and obviously I just got this one today. I really want to give it a shot, though. I really want to get into it. Yeah, I mean, I enjoyed the first one. I enjoyed some of the stories. But I don't know, I mean, it's not my go-to magazine, you know, it's not my go-to reading pile. It just usually keeps getting bumped to the bottom of the pile when I've had it the first couple of issues. Even that first issue took me a little while to read. But that said, I'm still going to keep picking it up. I'm just really curious to see what he's going to do. Is that it? Yeah, that's it. And then Bags and Boards. Ooh, very exciting. Anyway, that's it. Thanks very much for watching, everybody. And yeah, let me know what you're reading, if you've read any of these. Especially if you've read Eclipse or Hadrian's Wall. I'm curious to hear what other people have to say about it. Very excited about those two titles. As usual, thanks a lot, Roundtable. You guys always do such a great job talking about the books. You always end up hooking me on a couple, and these are just 2 of the latest. All right, have a good night, and we'll talk to you.